Ah, again, this is Diesel for We the People News. Alright, we're still on the same thing, different spots, different sections, talking about a little bit of different things, but it equals out all in one circle. So again, I'm not an attorney, nor care to be an attorney. Anything I say or do is just my opinion. Alright? I'm just an idiot, just an average man, y'all. Trying to wiggle my way through life just the same as anybody else. It's kind of funny how just about every judge in the United States know by now that the Supreme Court is ruled over and over and over, and I say rule because that's just a habit everybody has, but it's opinion, that we don't need driver's license and this, that, here, and there. It's been established over and over and over. It's been established over and over and over. We got First Amendment. It's been established over and over. Fourth, Fifth, and all that. However, these judges, instead of actually reading the Constitution themselves, they're going by opinion, like the Supreme Court's opinion about Terry versus Ohio. And these judges accept it as that's case law and it's facts, instead of just actually reading the Fourth Amendment and going by it by itself. So all they're doing is just playing kissy face with the Supreme Court, which directly has really no power. We gave it power by just consent of the governed. But in all actuality, the Supreme Court has no power. That's the reason why our founding fathers said that anything that's unconstitutional is null and void. That completely also means the Supreme Court. And Terry versus Ohio is absolutely unconstitutional. Just like many other cases, there's an off branch with Terry versus Ohio. There's nowhere in there that says that you are allowed to give up your Fourth Amendment for officer safety. Ever. Alright.
Talk a little bit about that kind of as to why that is, and we have to be very, very careful on how we talk about things. All right. There is another group that provides us with advice that's from the State Bar Judiciary section. This group basically provides us...
Whoa, so there's another judiciary by the State Bar. I bet every one of you guys actually feel at ease knowing that the State Bar actually has your back. Huh. Who would have known? Yeah, I'm being sarcastic.
We have ethical questions about, like, can I go to lunch with this person? Can I put that on my campaign sign? Can I do this for my campaign? Those are the kinds of things that they deal with in providing advice to us. And they do have online, y'all can look them up, opinions, kind of like Attorney General's opinions, that provide you with instructions on what you can and can't do. So, Judge, for instance, I cannot...
How about Supreme Court opinions? Judge?
Be a fundraiser. I can't ask people for money and say, hey, Judge Tom really wants you to give money to, I don't know, give me charity. Well, I certainly can't endorse other candidates. We'll get to that in a second. But let's say if I'm raising money for a charity, okay, I can't do it. United Way, whatever it is. I cannot go out there and say, Judge Tom's asking you to raise money for United Way. Please donate. Okay, that's a violation of some of the rules that have been passed in the past, and things that we can't do. Another big one is endorsement of candidates. The rules say I have the right to free speech, right? So I can tell my friends, hey, I think you should vote for this person. I think that's what I'm going to vote for, so you should vote for this person. But I can't do that publicly. And if I do that, because people will assume that...
Yes, I think he does have free speech when he's not behind the black robe. when they got that black robe on, they're not supposed to be Democrats or Republicans. And yet, there's already a divide there by calling themselves Democrat or Republican. There's a divide right there, automatically.
Judge Tom Novak, a judge, wants somebody to vote for that individual. And so I certainly can't do it while wearing my robe. I certainly can't do it by putting endorsed by Judge Tom Novak on, say, if Hayden's coming and asking me for an endorsement, I can't do that. I can't sit there and put endorsed by Judge Tom Novak. I can't even really put endorsed by Tom Novak because everybody here in Collin County knows that I'm a judge. Or at least they should. And if they don't, then you're failing as well. You got it. All right. They're all loving this talk. All right. So that's kind of some of the rules that we deal with on an ethical side of things from the state bar. We're just limited in many respects. I want to point this out to you guys. Texas is a little different as it relates to judges because we elect everybody. Okay. Aside from municipal court judges who are appointed by the cities, we elect all of our judges, our state judges in Texas, which is, again, our JPs, our county courts of law, and our district courts. That makes us really different from a lot of other states. And so in other states, they can't understand how I run for an office and get to remain a judge. They don't understand how that just works and how that operates. And it's just something we've been dealing with since Reconstruction. After the Civil War, we elected everybody. It is what it is here in Texas. So it puts us very much often in an awkward position of, I can't go to that, I can't be there, I can't endorse, I can't say this because of my role as a judge, and again, trying to be fair. Now, people say, well, that's kind of silly, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Imagine it from the perspective of somebody who's really hardcore Democrat or something. And if they know I'm a Republican and they know I support Republican principles, they might think that I will vote against them if they come into my courtroom. Now, obviously, I would take affront to that because I tend to be fair to everybody and I take an oath to be fair, but they're not going to believe that. And the flip side is true, okay?
I wonder why they don't believe it. Because you call yourself a Republican. You don't call yourself a constitutional judge. The same thing as a Democrat judge. They call themselves a Democrat judge. They don't call themselves a constitutional judge. Both sides ignored being called a constitutional judge.
True in Dallas County, for instance. If you feel you're a hardcore Republican or you're a known Republican, you might not get the same level of fairness from some of the judges because you're on the opposing side. And so, again, we try to be as fair as possible, and so we limit those interactions from things. But again, it's Texas. We have to run by a party system. So obviously, here I am. I'm a Republican, and I can talk to you guys about that stuff.
Okay, well, that last part was kind of a little bit new. I didn't know that you actually vote for most of the judges. I don't really do a whole lot of voting because I believe it's kind of corrupt anyway. But I have voiced my opinion on what you call voting on sheriffs more than anything else. But in general, it was more of a feeling. It made me feel better knowing that I did it, right? Not that it would have made it a whole lot of difference or not. So, anyway, this will be the People News. Till next time. Bye, y'all.